Hello there, people of the internet. I'm out here at the new range. I would not be out here if it was not for you guys, so thank you for all the support that you guys have been doing. Whether or not it's Patreon, Utreon, I got a couple of y'all down there. Some of y'all have been buying shirts to help with the cause. Links down below. Is that a live shotgun shell? Ooh, I found some live ammunition here. Or you can do a one-time donation through that shirt store. Go ahead and go for it if you feel like it. All this being said, I want to talk about a friend of mine. I'm not going to tell you guys who it actually is, but I want to talk about a friend of mine. This is a friend who has way too much confidence in his abilities as a shooter. And he has such confidence in his abilities as a shooter that he decides to go with older versions of technology. Now, nothing wrong with that. You go ahead and you do whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys what you should and should not use. However, if you are going to be using something and you think that you are mildly competent with it, pay attention to your limitations with that firearm. For example, my buddy, he carries around a 5-shot J-frame revolver, 38 special, and that is his choice of a go-to conceal carry firearm. Now, the reason why he picks that J-frame revolver is because it is good enough, and I definitely understand the whole good enough argument, but for the price point and the size and weight, etc., there's just better self-loading options out there. I'd want to get the best possible thing that I could get for whatever application it is that I'm looking to utilize. But he decided to go with a revolver, and he claimed it as being good enough to be able to serve his purposes. And whenever I was talking to him about having to reload that thing, he pulled up a video of Jerry Miculek reloading a revolver at absolutely incredible speeds. And he's like, look at how fast you can reload this thing. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Now you do it. And I tell you what, his ability to reload a revolver is much slower than this trained professional who holds several worldwide championships. Jerry Miculek is like a god whenever it comes to capabilities with firearms. Do not compare your skills with Jerry Miculek. Just because he can do something does not mean that you can do something. Don't compare your skills as a shooter with John Wick or some other Hollywood star. You're not Bruce Willis. You're not Rambo. You're not somebody who can just snap into some sort of killing machine and get all sorts of skills that you have not trained or practiced with and suddenly be very good at running a firearm. I've actually got, same buddy. He enjoys using old school military surplus bolt action rifles, just like what I do. And he has himself, I don't know, some variant of Mauser. And 9-hole reviews ended up running that variant of Mauser, and he showed me the video of 9-hole reviews, and he was making regular shots at 500 yards with that Mauser. He's like, yeah, look what my Mauser's capable of. And I was like, all right, great, now you do it. And my buddy can't shoot crap at 50 yards. He's one of those kinds of people to try and shoot something, but like whenever he's pulling the trigger, he closes his eyes and he squeezes everything whenever he pulls that trigger. And I've got it on camera, and like I've shown it to him, and he's like, ah, yeah, I know. But anyway, bottom line, he takes influence based off of what other people can do, the things he has seen other people done, be it Rambo, John Wick, or YouTubers like 9-hole reviews. People talk about running guns really fast, like T-Rex Arms. They run guns really quickly over there, but running something like that is extremely difficult, especially doing it accurately, or taking things out to really long distances, like these old military surplus rifles, like 9-hole reviews does. Or AKOU, I know that they have that vintage rifle shooter club that they do, where they shoot things at very long distances with these old school guns. Just because they can do it does not mean that you can do it. As a matter of fact, in my time of coming out here to this public gun range, I have seen multiple instances of people not being able to hit anything at 100 yards. Like, there's a reason why there's like a 50-yard mark right here where all this trash and whatnot is. That's because that's where most people limit themselves with their ability to shoot. Like, the things that are out at that 100-yard mark, past that way, beyond all the garbage, those things don't have bullet holes in them because people can't manage to shoot at distances like that. If you can manage to shoot at 100 yards, you're definitely among the minority, because most people can't manage to pull that off. So unless you're actively training in your capabilities of being able to do something like that, it's just not going to happen. Now, just because you see someone online doing it, like this is me shooting this Mauser online, just because you see someone online doing it does not mean that you'll be able to do it just because you saw it. Now, some of us are pretty gosh darn good at mimicking things, but it's a lot easier said than done. Like if I'm out here, I see a box right there. That should fly up in the air pretty well. All right, there's a piece of debris that just flew up into the air, right? I've got a buddy of mine, and I've seen him do it multiple times with an AR. He will shoot something on the ground to where it flies up in the air, and he will shoot it out of the air with his AR. I can't do something like that, and I know I can't because I know my limitations. But plenty of people out there will see something like that and they'll be like, oh, that was cool. Since I saw it, now I know how to do it. Can't be that hard, right? Ah, freaking lack of being able to fire these things. Get back in there, you. There we go. That one fired. But yeah, you cannot reload a revolver as fast as Jerry Michalik. If you could, then you would be the famous one, and he would not be. You would be the world record holder, and he would not be. Or the people who say you only need 7 shots or 5 shots or whatever it is that you have, simply because proper shot placement. Make sure that none of your rounds miss. God forbid you be dealing with, multiple assailants, 3, 4, 5 people. God forbid they have, Glocks that have the 33 round magazines. You're going to have a lot of lead come your way, and you're going to change your mind on not wanting more ammunition really gosh darn quickly. I hit the pumpkin, I hit the microwave. Let's hit that Coke box. Cool. There we go. That was just a couple of rounds of 45 ACP I had in this 1911. Just because you see somebody else doing it, or just because you have the idea in your mind that you're going to pull it off, does not mean that you're going to pull it off. There are a lot of people out there who thought to themselves, I can do this because in my mind I can do this, and then they don't train for it, or they don't practice on it. They don't actually try it until they're in a life or death situation, and then they can't actually perform that, and then they end up biting the big one. I wanted to go ahead and bring this up and talk about it because I see this kind of crap all the time. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below has a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see y'all on the next episode. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.